What up, my dudes? Welcome back to Duty's Daggers. We got an unboxing today, one I'm very excited about, and let's check it out. Please follow me on Instagram, Duties_Daggers, and look down below. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, which you are on right now. I'd appreciate it. So, this is a knife that I saw come into stock recently, and this is from a company that I would like to eventually own all of their models. Small batch American-made knife company, so it is possible, and they don't have too many different knives, so it is possible to collect them all, which is kind of cool. I like doing that when I can. Unboxing with the GEC little rattler here. Let's get on in here. What do we got? I'm going to do it off camera just in case we have paperwork here. Alright, here she is. You'll recognize the box. TRM. 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 I have been really, I guess you could say obsessed with TRM ever since I got my Shadow and then my Atom, and then recently just gave away an Atom on the channel thanks to TRM sending one for me to give away. And they're just a really amazing knife manufacturer for a lot of reasons. I love their knives. I love them as a company, as people. I love their customer service. Their knives just have a really special small batch, just kind of a special feeling to them. Not only that, but they're amazing cutters. So let's open this up. There she is. There she blows, folks. Look at this. It's small. I knew it was going to be small. It's actually about the size I was expecting. This is the Holy Nerd. All right. Awesome. Yeah, this micarta feels really nice. This is good quality micarta. All right. Let me get this box out of the way, and then let's take a look at this baby. So the Nerd is basically, hang on here, a tiny Shadow with a deployment hole instead of thumb studs. That is basically it. According to TRM, the Shadow was released first. People really wanted a smaller Shadow, and so they made it. And it didn't always have a deployment hole. People said, hey, it needs a hole, so they came out with the hole. So just in me saying that, you can tell that TRM really listens to their consumers, their customers, which is always a very good thing to see. So this is a pretty small knife. I'm dying to reverse flick it. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Oh! Alright, so there it is. You can see. Very similar. Very similar knives. In fact, I can't really see any huge... The choke-up spot / choil is shaped a little bit differently. I mean, obviously the blade is shaped a little differently, but it's very, very similar. Handle of shape's very, very similar. Obviously this is a liner lock instead of a crossbar lock. This one does not have a reversible clip, while the Shadow does. Oh, and it's in MagnaCut. I don't know why, but I kind of forgot that it was in MagnaCut. Oh, it's so cool. All my other TRMs are in 20CV, which is done extremely well. But it's cool to have some MagnaCut too. So this is the, what do they call this type of micarta? Yeah, candy cane micarta. There we go. These dropped a few days ago, and by the time I got there, there were only, I think, this one and some Richlight scaled versions available left over. Oh, and there are some carbon fiber ones, some fat carbon ones that look amazing, but they're more expensive because of the fat carbon, obviously. This is on washers. It's going to kind of get a feel for it. Inset liner lock. Oops. I suspect it probably needs to break in a little bit because it is washers, but I'm still easily able to flick it out. I was watching one video, it was cracking me up, dude. It was this guy that was unboxing a nerd for the first time. And for some reason, he could not reverse flick this thing. And I was dying laughing to myself, watching him just try over and over and over again. He must have tried 50 times. Every time he would fail, he would go like this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Just for like 10 minutes. That was hilarious. Maybe he had a really stiff one, or who knows. But after watching that, I was like, oh, I wonder, hopefully it is easily reverse flickable. And yeah, it is. If you're a pro like me, thumb flick, I'm not so sure. Let me try. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a thumb flicker. Well, maybe when it breaks in, possibly. But also really easy to just roll out, too. Also, I was really hoping that the choil/choke up spot was roomy enough to actually choke up, and it really is. I don't know if they maybe have changed that since the first model, because I was watching one review where the reviewer was saying that this was too small to choke up in this area. So they could have made that bigger, because it absolutely is. You know, it's not the most roomy choil ever, but I can get my full, you know, this part of my finger where I want to put it in there without, I'm not even touching the heel of the blade there. So perfect. Very, very happy to see that. And choked up, I can get a full grip. It's close, but I can get a full grip. Realistically, this is a pinch grip knife. This is what this is made for me, is holding it like this, doing utility cuts, opening up packages, you know, cutting things down on a flat surface. But this is going to slice well, too, because look at that blade stock. That is nice and thin. It looks like it's exactly the same as on the Shadow, actually. Yep, and let's get the Atom out as well. Let's get the whole family out here. Now I just need the Neutron 2, and I'll have the entire TRM family. So there it is against the Atom and the Shadow. Oh, I'm so excited to have another TRM. It just feels good, man. It just feels good. This micarta is going to patina nicely. You know, it's going to get darker, and, you know, the reds are going to become a deeper red. So that's cool. Yeah. No blade play. I'm wondering if I back off the pivot a little bit, what will happen? Let's just try it. Might as well, you know. Yeah, it is a little bit easier, but I just need to let it break in. That's really the moral of the story here, because that's where it should be. You know, TRM has really good fit and finish, and on all these knives, you can, when you're turning in the pivot to tighten it, there's a definitive wall that you hit where you're like, okay, that is a noticeable point where that's where the pivot should be. That's where it's tight. You know, some knives, when you're cranking down on the pivot, you can't really tell where the stopping point is, where you're past the point of tight and you're into the too tight territory. If that makes any sense. These knives, when you tighten them, you hear like a dunk. You hit a wall and you're like, okay, that's tight. That's perfect. And that's where you want to keep them. If you don't want any blade play, that is. You know, this is definitely reverse flickable. But but I see myself opening it just like the pinch too. Just like that, you know. I'm getting better. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it's a small knife. It's not the easiest to reverse flick, just because it's so small. It kind of looks like the blade is angled down a little bit more than on the Shadow. Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it really does feel good in a pinch grip. Like, that point is just like pointing right down towards the surface. Man, I want to cut with this thing. We'll do a full cut test with it. We will. Even though it's a small knife, we will. Lock bar access is good. You can see, looking down on the top, you can see the access that you get right there. Inset titanium liner lock. Let me just double check that it is titanium. Yes. Yes, it is. Titanium liner lock. It is very smooth. CPM MagnaCut. TRM USA, baby. Let's feel the edge. Oh, yeah. Man, they put on some mean edges. TRM really puts on some mean edges. Deep carry pocket clip. Very nice. Very, very nice. I didn't use flat-headed screws, but, I mean, there's so much room there for your pocket seam. That's not an issue. We are perfectly centered. Yeah, this looks really nice, man. Let's get out a piece of paper and see. I mean, I can already feel the edge is very sharp, but I just want to... Oh, yeah. Oh. That is a sharp edge. Awesome. I'm very happy. Yep. This is going to be a really nice little fifth pocket carry. Let's do some size comparisons with some other small knives. How about that? Let's get out my other favorite small knife, the McB, wearing a Timascus scale. And I recently cut some jimping on there so I can front flip that bitch now. There we go. So, yeah. Let me land them at butt to butt, and you can see the McB is a tiny little, teeny weeny little guy. How about the little rattler? How about the Kershaw launch? Gosh, I'm having a mind blank. Launch 15? I don't know. There we go. What else? How about, just a Civivi Lumi. That one's a bit longer. There you go. That should give you an idea. I watched a lot of reviewers say, oh, this is way smaller than I thought it was. And yeah, I can see how that could happen. Because, you know, you can never really tell looking in the photos. Even reading the specs, you can never really tell until you get it in hand and really experience it. But for me, this is perfect. I knew it was going to be small. I'm really happy I can still get a full grip on it. Really happy this forward finger choil is roomy enough for me to really easily get in there. Really happy we have the same very thin blade stock. I'm really, yeah, I have no complaints at all. There you go. Great stone wash. Awesome. That's it. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate it. Please like the video before you leave today. I would appreciate that as well. And that's it. I love you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.